Hello, it's Polish Paul VR, and today we're gonna talk history of Beat Saber. A game that defines what is possible in VR, a game that many people loves deeply and truly, and a game that got everyone's sabers throbbing. So, to talk about it, we're gonna have to go back in time and go back in the place. We go into Poprad in Slovakia, a city close to Tatras mountains. By the way, it's a twin city with Polish city, Zakopane in Tatras mountains. Very nice place to go, those mountains. You get like hotel for 40 quid, pint for a quid, just very nice place to go, and it's very beautiful, some good shit to see. Highly advised. But anyway, Poprad. What is the meaning and what is the message of this? It's a city that produced many talented people, like professional Grand Slam winning tennis player, some quite few good NHL hockey players, and also the president of Slovakia. Yes, very important people are from there, but we gonna concentrate on two other people. Jan Ilawski and Vladimir Hlinsar. Two people who just fell in love in making video games. So never mind tennis players, never mind hockey players, fuck the president, we're talking about video games. In late 90s, Jan and Vladimir decided that it's about time to get serious about making video games. They've done few collaborations in past, but during the late 90s, it is when they truly started experiencing the joy from making own video games within a team. First, they started experimenting with VGA graphics PC games because it was something that can be done easily with a small team. It was popular back in the day and they enjoyed it. They created quite few games, but never really released it to a public. They just been making them for fun of it. But after that, they went to the uni and started making even more games. Similar thing, but this time they moved completely into 3D, so that's how they gained their experience into making video games. But still they not been releasing them to public until one day the Apple has come and they said, we're gonna launch an App Store. So in July 2010, Apple launched their App Store, and Jan and Vladimir realized that this could be their big chance. They decided that they're gonna quit their jobs they currently having and gonna start developing games for mobiles. That was their main goal. And that's how HYPERBOLIC MAGNETISM was formed, a small indie studio. And on August 13th, 2010, they released their first application on the App Store, and it was called Midnight HD. What it was basically a particle simulator. You've been touching screen with your fingers and the screen been reacting to it. You've been gently stroking this finger and touching it in places in order to create beautiful particles. Your fingers was just creating a magic. Don't forget, it was back in 2010, there wasn't many things like that, and it was very well received. On September 28, 2011, they released their second game called Escapology. And it was a very nice little challenging but fun puzzle games where you had to move one or more wooden balls into their designed destinations. Funnily enough, this game started as a side project and it was designed by Jan Split Iwański during his tour with his band in Spain. Because he likes music and he likes playing music, and music is very important for the Beat Saber in the future. They don't know yet what's coming, they knew what a big storm they will cause, but anyway, sticking to the script, which don't exist. The game, yet again, was a success, another 5-star rated game. It's still selling now for 99p, their other games are for free, go to the App Store if you feel like it. But as we see the pattern starting to unfold, they are managing to create fun little games which are always well received. There's something about them that makes them create amazing games, the magic of the development. But speaking about the music, we're gonna move on to a third very important person in the Beat Saber's history, Jaroslav Beck. From 2008 to 2012, he was DJing under the name J Beck, and he was DJing in Czech's most desired nightclubs. He was finding his own style, collaborating with other artists, mastering his craft, and also started producing his own music. In 2012 he decided it's time to leave the University of West Bohemia and went to Oxford, where he changed his stage name to Squipo. That was his name, and his music style started leaning towards the dubstep. Very important information here as well. While he's been making his music and creating his own career, Hyperbolic Magnetisms, they still carried on to release fun games. On February 20th, 2013, they released Oh My Heart, a game in which the goal is to kill all the creatures before they reach top of the screen. And yet, again, very simple game and very well received. You still can get it today for free. Go to the app stores if you wish. So the pattern of good little games continued. So they just went with it and been creating even more cool games. On June 24th, 2013, they released Looms. In this game, the vampires had stole the throne and started hiding in the shadows. And looking by the gameplay of it, this game looks beautiful and it runs on mobiles. It looks like something I could play just right now. But I've got Galaxy, not the iPhone, so what can I do? I just have to look at this footage. But anyway, they carried on releasing the games. On August 29th, 2013, they released Trapped. Which was yet another puzzle-solving game. And it was yet another very well-received game as well. While they've been making their games, Jaroslav Beck joined forces with Pavel Kacerle and created sound effects and composed music to Pavel's demo reel for Iron Man 3. And that was a very significant event in his career, very important. Because thanks to this he got his first work offer to remix music to Electronic Arts' Battlefield Hardline's trailer in 2014. And after that he started working on more trailers for movies and games, and also he successfully graduated uni. After that he went and worked with Blizzard, where his first trailers was Heroes of the Storm in 2015 and StarCraft 2 Legacy of Void, where he remixed original StarCraft music, from which he won GANG award for the best cinematic cutscene audio. Very talented. Also in 2016 he's collaborated on music composition for Blizzard's Overwatch series and started working on trailers and soundtracks for Lawbreakers. The soundtrack might have been good, sadly the Lawbreakers didn't do that great as a game, but he's done music, not the designers of the gamings. And also in same year he founded Epic Music Productions, a company which is very important for Beat Saber as well, so remember this name, Epic Music Productions. While he's been doing that, Hyperbolic Magnetism, after releasing Perfect Paths on May 29, 2014, which was a game where you draw paths, yes, as title might just suggest. And you have to do other instructions as well in order to move blocks. Yet again, very well received game, but anyway, they released it. After that, it all went a bit quiet. Until November 4th, 2016, where the Beat Saber was presented at Developers Conference session in Prague. It was shown to the whole 637 guests. People had chance to play it and see it and just liked it. On 15th of November 2016, we saw the first screenshot from the Beat Saber. It was published on the developers' Twitter, and actually, if you read the comments, which are in Slovakian, that is the first mention of PSVR version as well. The developers been talking that they might want to release it on PSVR eventually. And on 6th of June 2017, the first Beat Saber trailer was published. The game had some media coverage, people looked at it, but it didn't went mainstream. The trailer got 72,000 views, which is great, but still it's not been as well known as it is today. But one of those 72,000 views was from Jaroslav Beck. Yes, that person who I've been talking about every now and then in this video. And he loved it. He really liked it and he wanted to be part of it. So while still working for Blizzard, he agreed with Jan that he's gonna do 10 songs for the game. And that's supposed to be it. Just do songs, works on songs of the game, do the soundtrack, and that's it. Bye. But that wasn't the case, was it? We're gonna come back to it in a minute, but first of all, let me just give you a little fun fact. In October, Vladimir Hrinsar published this little picture on Twitter. Yes, I did stalk the developers, don't judge me. And he said he went to see Japanese festival, but nobody was there because it was wrong day, so instead he went to European BlizzCon. And can you see one of those games on the screen? It is StarCraft Legacy of the Void, a game that Jaroslav Beck was working on. Back then they didn't know it, but they was connected. It's all connected. It's all connected. But wait a minute, that's a wrong game. Coming back to the Beat Saber. The work started going on the game, and on the 20th of January 2018 on his YouTube channel Jan published Beat Saber soundtrack teaser. And that's when the game hit the mainstream, the shit hit the fan. People loved it straight away, it was amazing, millions and millions of views, people watched it and they just wanted to play it. Everyone been commenting how amazing the game is and how awesome the soundtrack is. All those years of making games and music come together to this point, to the reveal. A little 30-second teaser that caused the storm in the VR community and just proved to people that their investment in VR headsets was absolutely justified, because this game looks proper beautiful and sounds amazing as well. It's all been going well, and Jaroslav Beck saw the potential of the game. And he saw how this game can push VR into the mainstream, he just predicted it. So he brought his vision to the team, and just like that, the Beat Games was born. But he insists that they all equals, that's what he said in the interview for TechCrunch. He is the CEO of company, but they are equals. So fasting forwarding, they've been working on the game, people been getting hyped, the more music teasers, the more music videos being released, millions and millions of views, the game went proper popular even before the release, but they announced that the game will be releasing on Steam Early Access on May 1st, 2018. So it's happened, the date has come. Some might argue the biggest day for VR gaming, and you must know that the developers took a bit of risk for releasing the Beat Saber. Before they went on to release it in early access, they had discussions with some investors to help them fund the game and stuff like that, but in the end they decided they're gonna fund it from their own pocket, they're gonna put their own money into it, hours and hours of hard work, sacrificed a lot just to give people this game and not to have investors on their back. This was their vision and they wanted to keep it that way. And did the risk paid off? Well, let me tell you this. Within an hours from releasing, the game already brought the money back. They earned their money what they spent on it, but also 2 weeks after the release there was 100,000 downloads of this game because people just loved it, and it went to become highest rated game on Steam. Not only VR game, but from all the games on Steam, the thousands of them, this one was the best one. People rated it the best. It's even beaten Portal 2, which is, by the way, amazing game in its own rights. But it just shows how awesome Beat Saber is. So the studio is still small, the developers working on the game, but also the community. Big shout out to the PC community, because they helped this game a lot as well. The mods started popping out, which is the first sign of love for the game. When people starting to make mods, the community really went for it, but being the small team, they had to probably spread their resources thin and probably lose a lot of hours sleep. But anyway, on June 10th, 2018, Sony announced that Beat Saber is coming to PlayStation VR, and PlayStation VR owners lost their shit and got very excited for it. A game that everyone been waiting for, a game that was rumored for ages, finally was confirmed. As you remember, I just spoke not that long ago, like 10 minutes ago, about when they first was thinking about bringing it to PSVR when they showed the first screenshot for the game. So there always was plans for this version. The team grew a bit, there is like maybe 6 people now. They still want to keep it small team because they said that's what helped them make this game. Therefore, when the PlayStation VR version was announced and what exclusive content PSVR owners getting, the PC community got a bit upset, but the developers went and reassured them that they will be getting it as well. It was a bit of drama, but drama is over now because everyone just loves this game, and of course, with this being such a small team, they've got a lot to do working on basically 2 versions of the game. And that's the beautiful history of Beat Saber, and another chapter in this history will start very soon, because the game will release within a days on 20th of November. PSVR owners will be getting it. After seeing the great success on PC VR, after releasing countless of beautiful arcade cabinet, one prettier than another, finally Beat Saber coming to PSVR and everyone's saber pulsating to the beat. People cannot wait, this is awesome, this is Beat Saber. And that's it, bye.